I grew up on the east side of Detroit. I was surrounded by people who were not only addicted to drugs, but people who sold drugs. And there was a drug house actually right on the corner of where I grew up. The students that I went to school with, some of them dropped out of school. There was always something going on to distract you from if you had goals or plans to study. Going into high school, I was an average student, a C at best. When it came time to graduate, I didn't have the GPA to get into any college. But I decided to apply to some universities, and I was accepted into this summer bridge program. And immediately I heard the students around me talking about those supporters that they had, their family and friends who sort of would lead them and navigate them through the process of registering and applying for grants and scholarships. And I wanted those same types of resources, but being a first-generation college student, I didn't have that. The vital behaviors that were necessary for me to attain and develop were, number one, I would say being assertive, and also building a network of mentors. I knew that if I didn't learn to love some of those behaviors that I hated, such as studying and getting out of that shyness and not being assertive, I knew that I could end up on drugs. I could end up teen pregnancy like most of my friends around me. The constant thought in my head was, you can't be an average student. So I would be very, very focused and surrounding myself with people who are older than me, surrounding myself with officials of the university, people who were leaders at organizations so that they could feed me. Since I didn't really have good study habits, I had to know what environments were most effective for me when it came to studying. And finally, when I graduated, it just was like the greatest feeling that I've ever had. I attained my bachelor's in business administration with a concentration in human resources in 2009, and I recently graduated with a Master of Science in Human Resources and Organizational Development. When I completed my bachelor's degree as a first-generation college student, my family was very excited for me, but at the same time, I was excited for them because I felt like I was in a better position and I had these resources and everything built up to where I could even go back and help my family in the things in which they needed. I often go back and reflect on the things that I was faced with in order to know not only how far I've come, but what I had to actively engage in, this mindset that I had to have in order to not become a product of my environment.